Welcome to PNW Prop Stars, the only Seahawks-only gambling show in the multiverse. I'm your host, Clinton Bonner. Come out and find me on Twitter at Clinton Bon. I am joined by the Moneyline Rainmaker from Montana himself, Adam. We got to check in, buddy. You are huzzled up, snuzzled up. You look like you're on the planet Hoth out there in Montana. You're in the hobo shack. We need a live Kermit the Frog weather report. What's the temperature, dude? You're up at, wee hours.
Why are old Kermit the Frog here going to come at you with the weather report from Montana? -3, Clinton. Yeah, it's freaking cold out. Yeah, I'm literally, this is like this big flannel thick coat thing that I don't even know where I got. I think like some old dude gave it to me forever ago. It's missing buttons. It literally looks like a hobo coat in the hobo shack. I got my Seahawks hobo gloves on. I got a little warm coffee, and I'm breaking one cardinal tenet that I believe strongly in. And nothing in this world needs to happen before 10 a.m. If it does, then you're just an overachiever and kind of catfish you a little bit. We all just agreed to start at 10. We could all sleep in. So anyways, good to see you guys. Can't wait to take whatever line of crap you're going to shove down my throat after getting lucky and finally lucking into a victory this week.
I love it. So Wilson, not only does Adam have to wake up at the butt-ass crack of dawn for PNW Prop Stars, which we're going to hit up, but we got a game to play in Germany coming up there. We're going to review only the way we can. So, poor Adam over there. Did I just call him Brandon? I might have. Poor Adam over there. He's got to wake up yet again. You and I are on the East Coast. We have a more, let's call it, elegant timing of 9:30 a.m. I'm gonna be enjoying a cocktail, maybe some breakfast. How do you plan on getting ready, Wilson? Will it be beverage in hand? Will it be coffee? What will you be? I guess coffee is a beverage. What will you be doing come 9:30 a.m. Sunday as we take on these Buccaneers over in Allianz?
I think I'm gonna set an alarm for 9:25 and roll out of bed and I'm not turning on the lights or anything. Maybe actually pick up some donuts the night before to munch on during the game.
That sounds good. Is there a high quality donut shop around the corner where you're at in Princeton, like one that's a good go-to, or is that like just muddle on down to the cafeteria and grab some donuts?
Well, I got to say the donuts in the cafeteria suck, and we recently lost our Dunkin' Donuts, which was about 500 feet away from my dorm, and they closed this summer. So I'm gonna have to do some research. Actually, I'm not really sure. All
right, for those in the Princeton area of New Jersey, which I'm sure there's thousands listening.
Millions.
Help the millions and millions, right? Help this man out. Help the youngin' out, the Princetonia parlays. He wants good donuts to celebrate the Seahawks Bucs game at 9:30 a.m. Let's get good donuts to his dorm room by, I'd say, no later than 9:20. Someone's got to wake you up with a fresh cup of Folgers and some great donuts. All right, Adam, are you planning on watching the game live, or are you going to go with the, screw you world, I'll catch up later? Or will you be on the road as you often are?
Won't be on the road since I ended up hurting myself a little bit for no good reason. And so I had to have somebody step in for this weekend just to be sure I was to go next. But anyhow, as far as waking up tomorrow morning, I'm going to do it. Or no, I guess it'd be Sunday morning. Today's Friday. See, they start to blur together when you don't get to go to work. I'll be watching live. That's one silver lining out of this is that you'll watch live, do another live reaction show because that's been fun. And it's going to be pretty cool to chalk up another win in Seattle, take back the crown and Prop Stars. It's going to be a really fun day. So why not get up early and enjoy it? Sure.
A boy can dream. And hopefully not feeling too, I did listen to the do better section where you do bettered yourself. Cause it sounds like you played yourself, stepped on a Fraggle Rock that was not meant to be stepped on, or that you weren't. Dumb. Yeah. Like you said, a dude from Montana, walk around hands in the pocket, Alanis Morissette style, and you end up on your ass. So I hope you.
Yeah, I was double Alanis. I had two hands in my pocket, and the other one was just going after I hit the ground.
You know what they say, man. You never go full Alanis, but yet there you were. All right, so boys, let us check out the glorious week that was. Here it is. Let's put it on the screen. Even I could celebrate this a little bit. We'll make it full screen there. And there we have it. Last week's PNW Prop Star. Now the crown shifts screen right, whatever my left, to Wilson Kahn there, the Princetonia parlays. quick reminder that the 52.7 down there, that's his profit for the week. So we all gamble $31 per week. Bet one, bet two, bet three, $10 a pop. Bet four is called the Fail Mary. That's a $1 Sunday scratcher. Has to be plus 1,200 odds or longer in order for it to qualify. And Wilson goes 3 for 4, hits all 3 of his bets, and that juicy plus 340 Band-Aid coming in for him was really the one that throttled him to over the top success. Wilson, after 5 weeks of Adam winning 5 times in a row, I can even celebrate this one. Congratulations. The mic is yours. What do you want to say about your triumphant week?
Well, I got to say I was sweating it out a little bit. I wasn't really sure where you guys are at with the bets, but on that last drive where it was kind of like, will they kill clock? Will they score? Kenneth Walker punches in that late touchdown and just lets me hit third down. Part of me wanted him to just go to the ground and let the clock run out. You often see, teams score that accidental touchdown late and then it comes to bite them, but nope, didn't bite us. And, finally helps us take down Adam, which is great.
Yes, we could all celebrate in that. That's super sweetness. All right, Adam, over to you. You still won 2 out of your 3 regular bets. You made money this week. You done good, kids. I'm not going to kill you there. Of the 2 you hit, which one did you really fancy, but that you were like, ooh, that one I'm proud of?
It's the D-Hop under 80.5% receiving yards.
Yeah, it is. Talk about it.
Well, I knew that Woolen was going to have a nice day against them. And then not only that, but you saw that the Cardinals have fear of Tariq Woolen. They only targeted him 3 times as opposed to the 7 times the first time that they met. And that's without D-Hop. So with one of the best receivers in the game, they were too afraid to challenge Tariq Woolen. And that was cool to see. So enjoyed that one. I was really close on my third down bet. That Walker score actually kind of screwed me there a little bit. I'm not going to complain. No worries. I find it pretty cool that overall, out of the 12 bets made this last week, boys, and this is what it took from you guys, we have 8 total correct. Like, that's how hot everybody was on this. Good week by all.
Yeah, man, that's almost as good as Gino's completion percentage, right? Like almost as good there, which is quite nice. Sliding over to me real quick, I hit my first Fail Mary, guys. I was pumped. The convoluted five-way Fail Mary. It took a lot to bring it home. It took a Kyler fumble in the first half to not make it a 10-10 game. It took that last second touchdown essentially for Seattle to get over 3.5. K9 had to do his thing. I didn't think Kyler was going to sniff that number anyway, and I was right about that. And the Cardinals suck, so they were not going to score 22.5 points. That one was in the bag. So happy to take my first Fail Mary. I am pissed that my only Family Feud X on the board there is because of a pick 6, right? And that was the one thing I said. I said, this bet hits as long as we don't give away 6 points. We give away freaking 6 points and it doesn't hit. But it did lead to the wonderful Gino redemption arc, the Tyler redemption arc, everything that we came back and just put a way less superior team right in their freaking place at home in front of a crowd that was chanting Seahawks. It was lovely. Now this week we play another quote unquote road game, gentlemen. So they're saying it's a road game. Sure. And with that, it's over in Germany. We know this already, but this is going to be, I think, tantamount to a Seahawks home game in terms of probably 70-30 crowd noise going in our favor. Vegas has us, and the number keeps climbing. It opened at 1.5, about Seattle getting 1.5, kind of trickled to 2. Last I looked, Seattle getting 2.5 points over this team that really hasn't found a way to get over themselves yet, get to figure things out. So we will start out this week. This week it is Wilson, your honors. So bet one, down one, $10 bet. What are you betting? Why do you like it?
Well, I think the line's moving because Vegas is scared of Brady, but I'm not scared of 45-year-old geriatric Tom Brady. I'll say it right now. And so on first down, I'm taking an anti-Brady bet for his longest completion. I think it's going to be under 36.5 yards. At -110. I'm betting on the defense. I'm sold. It took me a while. I'm sold, especially after last week. Woolen just shutting down Hopkins. He's arrived. We're going to have the crowd behind us. And Brady he's not going to throw it 36 yards in the air. So receiver's going to have to make a move, and 36 is a lot of yards. Even though I don't have the greatest faith in our tackling, 36 is a lot of yards. So I'm going with that one first down.
I like
Not
that.
afraid of Brady.
The only part I didn't like is calling a 45-year-old geriatric, because that means I am knocking on Hogwarts door with that one, my man.
He's football geriatric.
Yeah, what does that make me? that ain't great. All right, Adam, it is over to you for your first down bet or commentary. Your mic.
All right, man. Wilson's bet right there. There's a reason why he won this last week, and that's because he started thinking like me. He started thinking like a guy who wins all the time, because I love that bet. Not only do I love that bet, that was my second down bet. The idea that the longest completion for Tom Brady would be under 36 and a half. I think that's just house money, man. So I'm going with it as well for my first down bet. I'll rearrange a little bit, but I look to see Brady have a little bit rougher game than maybe some people think. He's been struggling all year. And this defense is legit, and they're fast, and they've gotten after, the other quarterbacks that we've seen over the last few weeks and made life miserable for him. I think they'll do that against the depleted defensive line or offensive line as well.
Yeah. So boys, I have to tell you, this is a ding, 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 ding. We're either all going to be right, or we're all going to go down in flames on this one. And funny enough, Adam, it was also my second down bet. I'll just shuffle it over because why not? Brady under 36 and a half yards for any singular pass, minus 110. Similar things that we talked about. He's not going downfield. Our front four will get, if they try to do extended plays and, play action and longer developing plays, good luck. Like Nwosu and Harris, we've been getting after less, I'd say even better lines than what Tampa's putting out right now, which is a little bit of a hodgepodge, kind of getting a little healthy, still not fully clicking. Typically a strength, but has not been this year. Everything else it really will come down to, will be some sad tomatoes, fellas, if this is like a Kobe Bryant missed tackle. And it's like, whatever, like Cade Otton goes off for like a 40-yard rumble, like Noah Fant did last week or something stupid like that. But I love that bet too. I think that's the first time in our history that we all took the same darn bet. That's either a really good sign or a really bad sign. But so far, we're all in it together. All right. So, Adam, this will rotate back over to you for bet number 2. What are you going for?
All right. Well, this was originally my first down bet.
Mhm.
But again, I think this is just straight stealing money. It's almost a guarantee. Colby Parkinson over 5.5 receiving yards.
Saw that one. Yep.
I saw that one. I was like, are you kidding me? All he has to do is make his routine one catch per game, and I win this bet. You know how many times he's been under 5.5 receiving yards all season, Clinton?
I'm going to guess once.
And you would be 100% correct. And it was 5 yards. It was close. Every other game he's been 6 yards or more. So I love this bet, minus 120. But Colby Parkinson over 5.5, slam dunk.
Yeah, I dig it. Wilson, Colby has a special place in PNW Prop Stars heart, right? This is the first Hail Mary. Like it brought us great joy to see the first touchdown of the game that you pulled out of the where with that one. So I'm sure you love some Colby. What do you think about that? Do you think he just gets whatever, one little fake toss left, drag the tight end right, dump to Parkinson, he goes up the sideline? Is this a slam dunk for you, or do you think Vegas is onto something?
No, it's a slam dunk. It's also my second down bet. So great minds think alike here.
Wow. All right. Good. Wow. Okay. So Kobe as well. That's hilarious. I'll just put a little ditto mark for this one for Wilson. Perfect. As I take live notes. The cool part is I take live notes. I have horrific chicken scratch. Then when I go back to read it later, I can't. And then when I go back to create the graphics later, I'm like, what did I write? So anyway, but this one's easy. Ditto. Yeah. All right. So I did not go with Parkinson. I love my tight end bets, as you guys know. Going somewhere else though. All right. This one, I like to, when they give you the option to tease lines and move lines a little bit to make a little extra scuttle. I like that. Seattle now has led at the half. Which are 6-3, 8 of 9 games we have led at the half. 8. I bet this last week for a similar bet. 8 of 9 times we have led at the half. Last time I just took the money line and that hit. This time Seattle minus 2.5 at the half, plus 145. So whatever, we're up by a field goal or more at the half. And I'm sitting there with plus 145, 8 out of 9 times says to me, this is not a coincidence type thing. This team is starting fast. We're playing pretty on strong football. And I don't see a reason. I checked the weather. It's 55 degrees. I believe that was Fahrenheit, even though I was checking it in Munich, Germany. So 55 and sunny. It's an open door stadium, grass stadium. I don't see anything that says Seattle can't be, leading by more than 3 points at halftime. So that's where I'm going on that one. Adam, Wilson's going to go back to you for third down, but any commentary from either of you guys, but Wilson first.
I sure hope it's not 55 Celsius because the game's going to get canceled.
What is that relate to? Is that like 140 or something like that?
That's like way too hot. That's like 100 and teens, somewhere in the teens. If I had to guess, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be rare for Germany. Gotcha. Cool. All right. So yes, it was Fahrenheit. That's a good good to note. Good to note. All right. So what do you like for your third down bet? Are you doing the Wilson 300, which last week you proclaimed plus 300 or more in third down territory, which by the way, really sealed the deal for you last week?
Well, I'm at the Wilson 295 this week. I got pretty close, but I have to admit I'm not following my own rules here, but I'm taking Seahawks money line and then parlaying that with over 44.5 total points.
Okay.
I think we keep it going. I don't really see any reason why the Seahawks should not be favored to win this game. The Bucs won last week. I watched the end of that game. It was an exciting win, but the Rams are bad. Mm-hmm. And the Bucs snuck out, and sometimes Tom Brady does Tom Brady stuff. But if there's one thing the Seahawks haven't done this year is they really have not allowed opposing quarterbacks to come in and make that game-winning play because Geno shuts them out. We've had a lot of these games where we have those drives where we just march down the field, put us up by 10, and we walk away with it. So I'm not afraid of Brady. I'm not afraid of the Bucs. So give me Seahawks money line and over 44.5 points, just because I feel like that's a little low. I think we'll probably get high 40s.
Yeah. So Adam, he doesn't even follow his own rules, right? He makes a rule the week previous here, the Wilson 300 at third down, and then he's getting close to it. He's a rounding error away. But what do you think? Is this even count? What do we say here?
Well, if he doesn't want to play by the rules, especially his own, move to Montana, welcome. Yeah, you'd be right home with the rest of us out here. But first big mistake by Wilson all week. After a great week last week, this third down bet, the part of it that I don't like is the 44.5. I think this is going to be a slugfest, man. I think it's going to be difficult scoring for both teams. The Seahawks defense is for real. It's a one-dimensional offense for Tampa. I don't think they're going to score much at all. And I think that the Seahawks are going to struggle a little bit more offensively this game than they've had for the majority of the year. I respect the talent that's on that Bucs defense. And I think one of these weeks they can figure it out and actually put the clamps on somebody. I don't think they're as bad as their record shows. So the 44.5, that's the part that scares me. But I do like the Seahawks money line for Wilson there. I think that's smart. For sure. All right. So why don't you rotate over into your third down bets and take it away? All right. My third down bet, it kind of centers around the Tampa Bay offense struggling because I think that they will. And I think that the speed of this young Seahawks secondary is going to get Brady on one throw. Tom Brady over 0.5 interceptions plus 120. I think Brady throws a pick. I don't think he gets a long completion. I think it's all the dink and dunk stuff you've seen all season. I think they continue to struggle offensively. And I think the Seahawks get a pick on Brady. That's a bold one. Wilson, I'm not sure if you had a chance to listen to Seahawkers What If yet. My wish for the week was that Bryant actually gets his first real interception and it counts this time. So I'm with you in spirit, Adam. I will cherish that. However, there was a pop quiz thrown out by Mr. Phil. Do you know how many interceptions Tom Brady has on the year so far? It doesn't matter. He's going to have one more. and Wilson, do you have any thoughts?
I'm not really sure. I would go like 3 or 4. I feel like he hasn't been slinging it around, but
yeah, he's got one.
Got one. Yeah.
One. So as I talked about on What If, I was like, well, it's about to double. It's about to double. So I'm with you, Adam, for sure, man. One more. I like that. I like getting the plus 120. He threw the ball 58 times last week. I can't believe a Todd Bowles led team is going to be like, and they barely won, right? Last second heroics. I just can't believe a Todd Bowles team is going to be like, yeah, that's the formula. It just doesn't make sense. I think they're going to slow the pace down and try and run the ball more, whether it works or not. But still, would it surprise me if he's putting up 38, 42 passes? It won't. And the way we're playing defense, one gets batted in the air and, sucked in by Bryant this time. I think it's actually a pretty good bet. And let's put it this way too. For a dude who's thrown one interception on the year, Vegas is only saying it's plus 120. So they're kind of like, you know what? Even though it's one, the likelihood of that second one is not, they don't see it as like uber rare. They just see it as like as an inevitability that will basically happen at some point. So I kind of dig it, man. All right. So my third down bet. Last week I learned from the youngin here. He went with those band bets and he took the throttle up to the 31-40, which barely came in, but came in, which gave him the victory. However, when I like those band bets. I think it's fairly easy to be around it. And it's a kind of a nice long bet too, because obviously you got the whole game to kind of land it. So as a third down bet, I kind of dig it. The 21-30 band is paying plus 160. I don't mind that. Can I see Seattle settling into 24, 27, 20, probably not 28 because of field goals? Totally. Won't be shocked if we do eclipse 30, but I do not expect it. It's kind of to your point, Adam. I don't think it's going to be a slugfest. I think we could win this game in the low 30s, low 20s, I should say. 23-17, 23-20, something like that. Feels real good. So I'm trying to land that plane over in Germany, over in Munich, right in that 21-30 band. Adam, what do you think about the band this week? Are you still, I know you're saying expect more defense, but do you expect enough offense to maybe carry the day for that bet?
I looked really hard at that 21-30 band, Clinton. I really did. I like that idea, but at the end of it, I think that they're going to score a little bit less. I think this is like a 17-10 kind of game. Like it's just going to be kind of an ugly slugfest. Traveling all the way to Munich, all the hoopla that's around that and everything. It's just going to be kind of a struggle fest. So that was the only reason that I stayed away from that. But really for the Seahawks offense, I mean, that 27-point mark is kind of their sweet spot. So yeah, I think your odds are decent. I just couldn't quite get there.
Hey, Wilson, have you taken a peek at who the Bucs have like played this year in general? Have you taken a look at like their opponents? I'll give you a little hint here. I'll leave some breadcrumbs. There's been only two teams that have scored over 27 on them, but it was the Chiefs who put up 41 and the Ravens who put up 27. Everybody else is kind of like where you're predicting it, Adam. Like, like either single digits or kind of teens for the most part, or like super low 20s. But the teams are like Steelers, Panthers, Saints, Packers, who are disaster this year. So I just wonder, like, are we at least a little bit more like the Ravens, maybe not the Chiefs, but maybe more like the Ravens, that we could get to that 20 something versus like the Steelers, who still beat them, right? Still scored 20 in that really weird game. But Wilson, what do you think, dude? Where do you think Seattle's going to end up in general score, points wise?
Seahawks win 24-21, over hits. Clinton gets his point banned. Adam's wrong and doesn't win for the sixth time in 7 weeks. That's what I see.
I love it. All right. So now we are going over to the Fail Mary, which means it is going to be Wilson's time once again. He gets honors. So not only do you get the T box on hole 1, you get it again on hole 4. Reminder, Fail Mary is a $1 bet plus 1,200 odds or longer. And sometimes this is kind of the place to get creative. This is the creative zone. With Wilson whimpering out and not getting to plus 300 in his bet 3, I'd like to see him at least add a 0.05 here to his Fail Mary. Wilson, what do you got?
So having watched the last 5 minutes of the Bucs and Rams game last week, I got incredible insider insight into the Bucs offense. And they have an emerging tight end, Cade Otton.
Cade.
And I know we like our Seahawks tight ends, but I'm actually going with a Bucs tight end here for the first touchdown of the game, Cade Otton, plus 2,200 odds.
Not bad. Brady throughout his career kind of needs a whoopee. He needs that blanket. So Adam, do you think that Cade Otton is becoming this little, comfort blankie for Brady in his old age, as Wilson put it?
I mean, it's possible. You did see Otton score last week. He's a young big tight end. Plus 2,200 is a big number. So it's a Hail Mary. I just don't think that the Bucs are going to score first. I think the Seahawks get out to like one of those 10-point leads and then slug it out for the rest of the game. That's kind of the way that I think it's going to go. But we'll see. I would be more inclined to bet on a Seahawk to score first, mainly because I like my team and I wouldn't bet against them like that. But that's cool.
It's the only touchdown of the game for the Bucs. Just so we're clear.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So you can win, have the cake and eat it too. All right. So Adam, you're up on your Hail Mary. What do you got this week?
All right. I'm doubling down on this idea of low scoring in this game. So at the end of the first half, both teams to be under 5.5 points for their team total points, plus 1,300.
Whoa. Okay. So we're talking like 3-3, right? That
wow.
3-3.
Gotcha.
Nothing. Yeah.
Gotcha. So
ugly game, flying across the pond, slow start, struggling offense with the Bucs. The Seahawks going against a better defense than I think most of us realize. Yeah, that was my kind of long shot there.
But like you said last week, you're not a huge fan of compiling the 5 or 6 or 7 different things to get to plus 1,200. You like the simplicity of picking something, and if it happens, then so be it. You hit your Hail Mary. So, so you stay true to yourself, unlike Wilson on third down. All right, I'm gonna get to my Hail Mary. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I compiled some genius last week. This one I call the Sunday Scratcher, starring Kenneth Walker III. This is a heavy lean in to Ken Walker having a good day. So if Walker gets 16 or more yards, 16, not 16 and a half, so 16 or more yards receiving, check the box for that part. 104.5 rushing yards. Okay. Got to have a great day, but that's a good day. Anytime touchdown by the same man. So Kenneth Walker. And then the last kicker is Seattle over 23.5 points, which Wilson just said we scored 24. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. That gets us to a nice tidy 1,200. That is the Kenneth Walker trio with a little, little buffer on the side there, a little sidecar for overall points. And then I'm cruising in with a 1,200 bonus for my week 10 victory, because I'm calling it now, boys. I'm calling it now. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So I'm gonna be in Florida. I think I shared this with you guys. Originally, this game was meant to be, it's a road game. And I have the ability to get down to Florida and hang out at a condo that I've got access to, just about 45 minutes south of Tampa Bay. So heading on a plane tomorrow for that to go hang out with some boys, do some fishing on Monday. Going to have a Sunday fun day. We'll be out at a bar called the Sports MVP Bar on Siesta Key. If anybody's listening, come join us. And with that, I'm looking forward to being kind of in the belly of the beast, being around Tampa Bay fans and being in the sunshine and having a beer in my hand at like 9 o'clock in the morning and just watching watching our team. I think march on to another victory, guys. I do think so. Adam, to your point, I agree that Tampa Bay's defense is still good. They are keeping their team, in games where they sometimes don't have a right to be in the games. If the Rams had an iota of what they really want to be as an offense this year, they should have and could have put that game away 3-4 times last week, but the Bucs defense held them together. So I truly hope you're wrong, Adam, about the real ugly slugfest, but I won't be too surprised about it, man. So do you have a final score? If you're saying real low, I know it's a Hail Mary, but if you're predicting real low first half, where do you think the game settles into when the final clock is strike zero?
Yeah, I think the Seahawks turn it on a little bit more at the end. Tom, makes a little bit of one of his magic comebacks just to give us all a heart attack throughout the game, because it's not a Seahawks game if a 12 doesn't die of a heart attack somewhere. And I kind of like 20-17 Seahawks. That's kind of where I was thinking. It was right there, 20-17, 17-14, something like that.
Yeah. It was kind of an old school, almost like an old school NFC North battle. Like
it is, because it's an old school game. You got old school Pete Carroll, and then you've got a retiree leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just like, representing the demographics of that community. I mean, a retiree leading a retiree's team.
Yep, that's where 45-year-olds go to die, it seems, right, Wilson? So, and hey, Wilson, one quick thing on just running the ball in general. What do you think about do you think the pattern of the league being a pass first league, right? Do you think the temperature has changed in the sense that is that era starting to come undone with the way defenses have looked to solve for that? And if you look around the league and you say, which teams are most impressive to you, where do you place the value of running at this point, like 2022 versus maybe even a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I agree. I think I can't remember which show this was on, but a couple of weeks ago, y'all were talking about how the league ebbs and flows like that. When it becomes a passing league like this, someone figures out, oh, all these defenses are, drafting players to defend the pass, and that's what's really valued. And so let's start running the ball against all these players that are designed to, defend the pass. I think that's exactly what's happening right now. And I love it. I love running the ball. I grew up, and with the Seahawks of Sean Alexander and Marshawn Lynch. So I'm all for it. And it's, it's been a couple of years since, we had a real when Carson was healthy, he was a dominant back, but now we really got Walker who's just killing it. So I'm loving it. And I think you're right. Yeah, it's definitely a clear transition, not only for the Seahawks, who have always been a running team, but a lot of the rest of the league too. Yeah.
So Adam, is the league now catching up with the guy who never changed his stripes? Is the league now kind of genuflecting back to Carroll and his ways?
Yeah, man. If you if you hang on to your bell-bottom jeans, like one of these days, they're going to be back in style again. And that's basically what's going to happen to Pete Carroll here, because I think the league is just now starting to catch up or re-catch up or circle back to the way that Pete likes to play football. I've been calling for this since Tebow with the Broncos. They would have just tripled down on that and just gone all in, got some just big dudes up front and just turned into basically what the Ravens are today. I think that they would have had a lot of success. McDaniels may have kept his job, but I just think that there's going to come a point to where all this pass happy stuff with everybody going to too high, smaller linebackers, smaller defensive linemen, and all that. You see a team like the Eagles be like, oh, well, here's the Zag. And they're running the heck out of the ball and they're having great success. The Giants being like, oh no, we're not even going to let Daniel Jones throw the ball. And we're still going to win a bunch of games running the football. You see that down there in Miami, they decided they needed to trade for a back and get to running the football a bit more to complement their passing game. I mean, you just look around the league and there's a lot of teams that have a lot of consistent, sustained success because they run the football. It's a lot harder to do it throwing the rock around 60 times. You got to have a Mahomes and Allen, and not everybody has that.
Yeah, and even when you do, those warts come out too, right? They can get frustrated. They can get defended in certain ways that you could take them out of the game. And if you can't run the ball come December, good luck. I know, Wilson, you had something to add there, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think also you mentioned about the Eagles. I think it's a sign that running is coming to the forefront when a lot of the top teams, and especially in the NFC, are not necessarily the teams with the best quarterbacks. Now, I know the Seahawks have the best quarterback in the NFL, so that's kind of an outlier.
Yes,
but
correct.
Hurts, he's pretty good. We don't know a ton of. I feel like I still am not sold on him yet, just because of how good they're. He's pretty good. He's pretty good, but I don't think I'm sold.
Right.
Cousins and the Vikings are 7-1. I mean, that could be symptoms of schedule, but Cook has been playing pretty well. If he can stay healthy, I mean, they're pretty set up. So yeah, I think I just like the era of the pretty good above average quarterback, and you feel like your team can actually do something and you don't have to, have Aaron Rodgers on your team. You might not want him on your team.
That's another true fact. And I do think it's an interesting facet that, like, going into the year, it was like, oh, the AFC's got this, the AFC. And even a couple of weeks ago, it's like, oh, well, the NFC is, not as talented. The NFC is, and all those things might still be truish, but it is absolutely becoming more and more evident that the ebb and flow, like that Titans game with what's the name? Malik, what's the quarterback?
Willis.
Right. So, not a NFL ready quarterback, right? He's not NFL ready. They should have won that game. They get lucky that Kelsey holding call, the 2-point conversion where he rips the player's helmet off. Okay.
Well, how many chances do you get for a 2-point conversion if you're the Chiefs? Like,
apparently
that
13.
was one of those things. It was like, oh, didn't get it. I guess they'll throw a flag. So make sure they get another shot at it. because that one where he ripped off the helmet,
ridiculous.
Clinton. Oh my God.
Ridiculous. Absolutely.
The fix was in.
Yeah, exactly. No business winning that game whatsoever. But those kind of, and with that, those kind of games were just more like, to me, more showcasing that the way we play football is a way that can win and win a lot of, and not just a lot of games, but win those late games as we head into the colder months here. So Adam, you started super -3 degrees. You bared with it. You even had to change locations. Wilson, I hope to the Lord that you find those donuts, my man. I hope that Sunday cometh and you get those beautiful donuts delivered to you and you're enjoying some Seahawks. I'll be down in the sunshine. I'll send out some photos. And boys, I think let's just go have some. I am not of the mind of like, well, if we lose going into this bye week, it's cool. No, not cool. We are the better team. Let's go get the friggin' W and sail into our bye week at 7-3 and extend our lead in the NFC West, because I think anything less, I'll be pissed for 2 weeks and then we'll have to come back and do this again. Only thing that might save me, guys, is the crown I'll be wearing after this week of PNW Prop Stars.
I wouldn't get too comfortable with that after just 1 week without it being upon the rightful owner's head there, Clinton, because that baby's coming home this week. It was nice for you guys to play last week and to show up and make it difficult. That was fun for a change. I just, there's a difference between good and great, and that's consistency. And I just don't see it from you guys yet. So good luck this week as I take the crown back.
Fair enough. All right, boys. So, hey, folks out there on YouTube, youtube.com/Seahawkers podcast. Make sure you're subscribing, hit the bell, do the likes. It really does help. And getintheflock.com. We're doing 5 shows a week. It's actually 6 shows a week, 5 unique shows a week. We've got it all covered for you. If Adam, as you always say, if we're providing value to you, hey, provide a little value back, getintheflock.com. Even at $3 a month, you're in the Discord, which is so much fun on game day. You want to give a little more if you can. Fantastic. 1212. Then you're in the Seahawks Ring of Honor, which is awesome. And remember, folks, not only is it the season of giving, but this is also the season of get Adam out of the friggin' mill. That's the rallying cry, right? Increase the Hawkra, get Adam out of the mill, and we could go enjoy some Seahawks football together, which is such an awesome thing. All right, boys. With that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Infighten.
Hold up.
Infighten.
I'm trying to get Siri to say "Go Hawks" in German, but it's not working out. So
Go Hawks. That was such a nice touch too.
I thought it was saying inside me. I'm like, interesting ending, Mr. Wilson.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you say inside me in German? Let's figure it out. Go Hawks.